Hi, everyone. It's my honor to join you today to talk a little bit about what is engineering. I'd first like to start off with a land acknowledgement. Um, it is a great honor to be asked to acknowledge the land that we stand on and the peoples of this land. This afternoon, I am situated on the traditional territory of Treaty 6, and I stand upon a land that carries with it the footsteps and the hearts of many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit folks. They have been here for thousands of years and for many generations. I'd like to acknowledge our and their relationships with Mother Earth. It is an interconnected relationship as we are all treaty people, and we have an obligation to respect that this land has nourished, healed, protected, and embraced all of us. And we are grateful to the Indigenous peoples that have been stewards of this interconnected relationship. We're all treaty people, and as such, we respect each other and our beliefs, but also our own individual relationships with Mother Earth. And so from my heart and spirit to yours. All right, today, I'd like to share a little bit about what engineering is. Engineering is the invisible profession. And so I'm going to talk to you today about what is engineering. I'm going to share with you the legal definition of engineering, at least here in the province of Alberta. It's quite wordy, and the important parts of it are to realize that engineering is the professional application of the principles of maths and sciences. Typically, it's used for reporting on, advising on, evaluating, designing, preparing plans and specifications for any structure, work, or process, typically for the use and convenience of humans. And so that's incredibly broad. What does engineering mean to me? Well, let me tell you. Engineering to me is a chance to be able to create. It's a chance to be able to design. It's a chance to be able to push the limits of knowledge as we know it, to use science and math in ways that perhaps have not been thought of before. I personally like to engage in engineering in a way that helps people and grows the area of knowledge. So I really enjoy research. I like research because it builds off of what other people have found. It builds off the foundation of science. It lets me describe things that are usually indescribable except in the language of math. Math to me is the universal language. 2 plus 2 is 4 here. It's 4 in China. It's 4 on the moon. It's 4 on Mars. It's a universal language that you can convey ideas in no matter where you are. Engineering to me is also a chance to be part of something bigger, be part of a bigger operation, be part of building bigger structures, be part of growing the world of knowledge. But not only that, it's not only being part of something bigger and being part of a work or a structure, it's also being part of a community. It's giving back, it's teaching, it's sharing ideas and knowledge to future generations, but also thinking with partners, thinking with other professionals, thinking with astronauts and scientists, thinking with community leaders in order to come up to solutions that can create a long-lasting impact. That is what is engineering to me. And that to me is very exciting to be part of. One thing I like to share with folks is, do you know how many engineering disciplines there are? What would you guess? I know when I was in high school, I didn't even know that there were various engineering disciplines. Nonetheless, could guess how many there were. When I got to the University of Alberta, I thought, you can go into mechanical or electrical, computer, you can go into chemical, some of the major ones like that, including civil and structural. And so I thought in my head, well, maybe there's about 6 to 10 different types of engineers. Well, later on, I found out there's over 44 disciplines of engineering offered at Canadian accredited universities. And beyond Canada, there's even more different types of engineers. And so what this tells me is that engineers have their hands in many different things. that you can have an interest and a love for engineering. And so what this tells to me is that there are many, many different types of engineers. And so you can engage in any interest area that you have and still be part of the larger profession of engineering. A few things that I love about being an engineer and having a career that is engineering is that I do get to travel. I get to go in any direction and find my own way and find my own way to make my mark in this world. I love thinking of ideas. I love collaborating with people, building off of what other people know in order to create and move something forward. It is a well-paying profession and career, and it allows me to have a very comfortable life. And it allows me to have the stress management things I need in my life that come with having a comfortable wage. So that means I can take vacations, I can travel, I can take my kids to the mountains, I can pursue my passion of skiing and do all those things, having a job that is very flexible. I like working in teams as well as having my own independence. I'm a bit of an introvert extrovert. And so I like having people around me that I can toss ideas off of, but I also like working on things on my own. Again, I am a traveler, and so I love that with my career and my jobs that I have been able to travel around the world. I've been able to present my ideas nationally and internationally, sit at decision-making tables with ministers, with government officials, with community leaders, and have those ideas heard and valued. I do like the social impact that the things that I've worked on as well have. I work in the oil sands and have a number of patents in that area. And I like that we've been able to come up with solutions that save time and money, but also consider the environment and surrounding communities and the impact to people. And I love coming up with new ideas. I think the spontaneous side of me, the adventurous side of me, responds well to being able to just try something. Let's try something. Let's see what happens. And if it doesn't work, that's fine. Then we tinker and we tweak at it and we change it and we try something different again. And then a chance to scale that up and then share that knowledge and share that solution with a larger number of people is very exciting to me. And again, that impact to the world, to society, speaks to me quite a bit. And so the good thing about being an engineer and choosing what discipline you want to be part of is that you can also do engineering anywhere. So you can travel the world, you can find remote places, you can work in the Arctic, you can work in Egypt, you can work in Canada, you can work on volcanoes, you can go up into space. There's quite a bit of activity that NASA is doing with regards to space travel and working on Mars. So there's an endless amount of possibilities. It lets you be in the office and out of the office. If you want to be in the plant, if you want to wear formal clothing and work in a business situation, that's possible. If you want to be alone out in the forest, taking measurements and running experiments, that's possible too. And as I mentioned before, with 44 different types of disciplines of engineering available in Canada, you can have any interest. So if you grew up loving music like I did, maybe you're interested in acoustic engineering. I'm a big avid downhill skier. I know engineers that have gone off to design their own skis, folks that support the Canadian Olympic team in their equipment design. I had a chance to speak alongside a lady who's a professional golfer and an engineer at the same time. So she studies the aerodynamics and the design of golf clubs. There's people who are passionate about the environment, people who are passionate about animals and animal life, people who are just interested in being in the field and working in oil and gas or in space. So any interest you can do as an engineer. I hope you get a chance to visit and come to the University of Alberta. We have some of the top leading academic faculty staff, myself included, that are excited to share with you the possibilities and help you develop your skill sets and find the interest area that focuses with you. I know I am incredibly grateful to the professors that I had when I was taking my chemical engineering computer process control co-op bachelor's. They led me to find the right fit for me, which was research in the oil sands at the time. And they led me to a path that took me to take a master's degree. And so I also encourage you to think about graduate studies at some point as well. It definitely allowed me to be hired directly into the oil sands to do research, which is something I was passionate about at that time. Later on in my life, as I had kids, I wanted to shift gears a little bit and do things that had more community focus. And right now, my passion and my calling has been towards truth and reconciliation, working with Indigenous communities and creating community-based type programs and learning experiences for students. And so that's how I found my way to the Faculty of Engineering right now to work on a project called Engineering with Decency. And so if you consider coming to the University of Alberta, there's a number of student programs and student clubs and projects that we'd love to get you excited about and interested in. So definitely explore a little bit more on our social media channels and our websites. And you are always okay to reach out to me at any point. If you just want some advice or mentorship, you can reach me at my email address. You can give me a call if you're comfortable with that. I'm not sure if you use LinkedIn, but I'm quite active on LinkedIn, sharing some of the learnings that I have. I'm also on Twitter at Vandenberghe. And so it's been my pleasure to talk with you today a little bit about engineering, and I hope that gives you a bit of an idea of what engineering is. And I hope it gives you a chance to get those thinking juices going and thinking about what you might do in the future, especially if you become an engineer. So it's been my pleasure. I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you soon at the University of Alberta. Take care.